Jeff, it's great to see you again. Thanks for the help today.
Thank you.
How does Xi work his way out of this one?
I think he's really painted himself into a corner. I think Eunice described the situation very well. On the one hand, the Chinese government wants to control everything and flesh out the zero COVID policy. But on the other hand, the people they're just fed up. They've had enough with all of this. So I think that what the government is going to try to do is, first of all, they've doubled down on the policy, saying in a People's Daily editorial today that facts have proven that this approach has withstood the test of practice. In the meantime, if you want a playbook for what the government might do, I'd look at Hong Kong in 2019. The government will crack down on dissent generally, as we're seeing on the screen. It will prosecute any prominent protesters or anyone who purports to have some kind of nationwide influence. It will continue to claim zero COVID is successful while making minor adjustments. And then it will try to change the subject in the official press by shifting blame to local officials and perhaps even to foreigners.
So if you're an American company or just an international company that's doing business in China right now, how would you be advising those executives, given this situation, given the fact that we're having this situation manifest in the midst of this zero COVID policy that's been playing out for years already? What would you tell them?
Well, there have been hopes that after the government announced some relaxations on November the 11th, that there would be a prompt reopening sometime next year. I think COVID will disrupt business operations significantly throughout the next year and perhaps beyond. I think that foreign firms are best advised to maintain a low profile to avoid any possible scapegoating. And there are two kinds of firms in China: those that are producing in China for China, and they just need to tough it out. Other firms that are producing in China for export purposes will, I think, continue to quietly diversify their supply chains. That's especially difficult for companies that have complex supply chains, think semiconductors or cell phones. But that diversification is happening because resilience is now much more important than ever before.
Yeah. I mean, from the investor standpoint, for the better part of this month, investors have been piling into China-facing stocks or even names that have a lot of China exposure with this expectation that because we got that plan from the government earlier this month that we could potentially see a more significant reopening. Speaking to Sas Garamani over at SGH Macro, just at Macro Advisors earlier today, and what he noted is that it's probably not going to be this sort of on-off mass reopening switch for the markets that the markets keep fantasizing about, either in terms of policy or in the way that the economy responds. How do you see it? If we do actually get to a point, and I realize that it's kind of opposite of what we're talking about today, we do get to a point where a reopening actually happens. What does that look like in China?
I think we're going to yo-yo between the first and second scenarios that you described in the previous report, where they're going to try to hold the line and then flexibly react as problems develop. It's not clear whether that's really possible. If China really wanted to solve this problem, it could have done it a long time ago by bringing in mRNA technologies and allowing people to be effectively vaccinated. If that's what China wanted to do, it could resolve the problem. But as I think about the logistics of even doing that right now, if you had 1 billion doses and could vaccinate 1 billion people, it's going to take well into next year for all of this to become effective. So I think Xi Jinping really is on a tightrope between the zero COVID policy that he's set and the expectations of the people in China.